Today, we explore creatine, one of the most researched and effective performance supplements in all of sports nutrition science. Creatine helps your muscles produce energy quickly during short bursts of intense exercise like lifting, sprinting, or explosive training. Creatine is a naturally occurring compound made from amino acids and stored mainly inside your skeletal muscle cells. About 95% of the body's creatine is stored in muscle tissue where it supports rapid energy production. To understand creatine, we must first understand ATP, the primary energy currency used by muscle cells. During intense exercise, ATP breaks down quickly, releasing energy so muscle fibers can contract with force. Creatine helps regenerate ATP by donating a phosphate group, allowing muscles to keep producing energy briefly. This process allows you to maintain power output for a few extra seconds during high-intensity exercise. Higher creatine stores means slightly more available energy during repeated explosive movements or heavy lifting sets. Those small improvements often translate into extra repetitions, heavier loads, and better training quality. And better training quality over time leads to greater muscle growth and strength adaptations. Creatine does not directly build muscle, but it supports the training that stimulates muscle growth. Research consistently shows creatine users often achieve higher training volume compared to non-users. Creatine is particularly helpful for sprinting, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and many team sports. Any sport involving repeated high-intensity bursts of effort may benefit from creatine supplementation. Creatine also pulls water into muscle cells, increasing cell hydration and volume. This cellular hydration may also send signals that support anabolic processes in muscle tissue. That is why some athletes notice muscles appearing slightly fuller after consistent creatine use. Interestingly, creatine is not only useful for muscles, but may also support brain energy metabolism. Some research suggests creatine may help cognitive performance during fatigue or sleep deprivation. The most studied and recommended form is creatine monohydrate. Simple, effective, and affordable. Despite marketing claims, most alternative forms have not proven superior to creatine monohydrate. A common daily maintenance dose is around 3 to 5 grams per day. Some athletes perform a loading phase, while others simply take a steady daily dose. Without loading, muscle creatine stores still increase gradually over about 3 to 4 weeks. A typical loading phase involves around 20 grams daily, divided into smaller doses for 5 to 7 days. Loading saturates muscle creatine stores faster, but it is not required for effectiveness. Creatine can be taken anytime, though many athletes prefer taking it after training. Combining creatine with carbohydrates or protein may help absorption slightly through insulin response. Proper hydration is important because creatine increases water retention within muscle cells. Creatine is one of the most extensively studied supplements in sports science. Hundreds of studies across decades have examined both effectiveness and safety. For healthy individuals, research shows creatine does not harm kidney function at recommended doses. Many fears about creatine originated from early misunderstandings rather than strong scientific evidence. Some users notice small weight gain, usually from water stored inside muscles. This intracellular water is inside muscle cells, not harmful fluid under the skin. Over time, the improved training performance can contribute to greater strength development. Think of creatine as a tool that helps you train harder and recover better. Remember, supplements support training but cannot replace proper programming and effort. Nutrition, sleep, and consistent training remain the true foundation of progress. Vegetarians sometimes respond strongly because their baseline creatine stores may be lower. Dietary creatine exists mainly in meat and fish, though typical diets provide limited amounts. Supplementation simply increases muscle creatine beyond normal dietary levels. Young athletes should always consult qualified professionals before using supplements. Education and responsible use are always more important than quick results. Creatine works best when not buried under a pile of unnecessary supplements. Often a basic approach works best for both performance and long-term health. Creatine particularly benefits repeated power output during demanding training sessions. The phosphagen energy system relies heavily on creatine to regenerate ATP rapidly. Understanding energy systems helps athletes appreciate why creatine improves high-intensity performance. Repeated sprint performance often improves slightly when muscle creatine stores are elevated. Sports requiring frequent explosive movements may experience noticeable performance benefits. Olympic lifting relies heavily on short bursts of maximal muscular power. Strength athletes often use creatine to support high-intensity training blocks. Small improvements each session accumulate into meaningful progress over months. Greater training stimulus may also encourage muscle growth processes like satellite cell activation. Recovery between sessions is essential for adaptation and long-term progress. Sleep remains the most powerful recovery tool any athlete possesses. Creatine works best when hydration, sleep, and nutrition are also well managed. Mobility and proper warm-ups also protect joints during heavy training. Supplements should support a smart program, not replace intelligent planning. Progressive overload remains the true driver of muscle and strength adaptation. Creatine simply allows you to tolerate slightly more training stress. Sometimes that extra repetition becomes the stimulus your muscles needed. Training stress combined with recovery triggers the biological process of muscle protein synthesis. Adequate protein intake supports repair of the trained muscle fibers. Carbohydrates replenish glycogen while fats support hormonal health. Consistency always beats short bursts of perfect behavior. Creatine works gradually alongside long-term training dedication. Remember, slow and steady progress still wins the race in athletic development. When buying creatine, look for pure creatine monohydrate from reputable companies. Third-party testing ensures the product contains what the label claims. Fortunately, creatine monohydrate is inexpensive and easy to use daily. A simple habit performed daily is far more effective than occasional use. Creatine remains one of the few supplements consistently supported by strong scientific evidence. In sports science, we always prioritize evidence over marketing hype. Creatine's reputation comes from decades of consistent research findings. Track your training so you can see whether supplements truly help your performance. Remember that effort and discipline still matter more than any supplement. Recovery habits determine how well your body adapts to training stress. Adaptation occurs slowly through repeated cycles of stress and recovery. Good technique protects joints and ensures the target muscles perform the work. Proper coaching and biomechanics reduce injury risk significantly. Recovery work helps maintain tissue quality and joint mobility. Fuel your body with quality food so supplements remain just a small addition. Understanding your body helps you train smarter for many years. And it all returns to physiology, energy systems powering muscular effort. Creatine's role is simple, helping regenerate ATP during intense activity. When ATP regenerates faster, explosive performance can improve slightly. Small physiological advantages accumulate into measurable athletic progress. Progress feels rewarding when built patiently through consistent training. Science-guided practice often produces the best long-term results. Community and motivation also influence training adherence. Clear goals keep training focused and meaningful. Every workout becomes an opportunity to apply scientific principles. Creatine is not magic, but it is a useful scientific tool. Used correctly, it can support performance in strength and power sports. But dedication, discipline, and patience remain the true foundations of success. Train intelligently, recover well, and let science guide your progress. Until next lesson, keep training wisely and steadily, like a thoughtful athlete guided by evidence.